Call the meeting to order. Thank you all for being here today. Wonderful day, and we're grateful for each of you in attendance. And also, we're so glad to have our Reverend Jerry Long to come up and opening prayer for us, please.
And this picture up here, I told Stan I could do a sermon on that, but I know you don't want to hear it, so I won't do that. But I will say this, that I had a grateful heart driving back in from Oxford this morning after seeing a member at the hospital, because, wow, to see the Chick-fil-A signs already up, the landscaping done, and just to see the beautiful work that we're doing in this city, it makes me so proud to be a citizen of Batesville, Mississippi. And also I told Rodney, I said, it also makes me proud because I can share the ZZ Top, that post throughout my Facebook page, because I have friends in other areas of the U.S. who are very jealous right now that we have ZZ Top.
Thank you.
But what a gorgeous Easter day we had yesterday. And what a great thought to know that our Savior is risen, because He is risen indeed. Let us pray. God of community, justice, and love, we thank You this day for the gift of new life and for the opportunity You have given us to serve the people of Batesville. We entrust this meeting to You today and ask for Your blessings on this council, as well as on the discussions that will take place around the table. Enable us as instruments of Your divine will to act with character and conviction, to listen with understanding and goodwill, and to speak with charity and restraint. And grant us a spirit of wisdom, kindness, and justice, in order that we might serve this city faithfully while building a community free of social strife and overflowing with Your unconditional love and grace for all people. All this we ask in the name of Jesus Christ, the reigning Lord and risen Lord of our lives and Savior of all humankind, we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you. Thank you. Welcome. Stay with us. Appreciate it. I've asked Jimmy McLeod to lead us in pledge, please.
Stand if you're able. I would like, please. Attention, salute, pledge. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you.
I'd like to again welcome all in attendance and pursuant to the order of Board of Aldermen adopted March 1, 2022. In order to address the mayor and the Board of Aldermen, you must be on the agenda, and pursuant to the order adopted March 23, 23, you must sign the sign-in sheet with a complete address. All right, before us now, gentlemen, we have the agenda for today. Any additions or corrections that need to be made or are adopted as is? Yes, Trevor.
Add that what we discussed earlier.
Okay, very good. You're going to make one addition to
Yes,
your
sir.
presentation? Newt?
Mr. Mayor, we need to do our normal procurement process and then also have something in executive session.
Okay, very good. That'll work. All right, I'll take a motion to accept as amended by Stan, second by Carl. Any further discussion? All in favor? Motion carries, no opposition. Also, we have approval for the minutes for March 17 regular, March 23 adjourned, March 26 adjourned, March 27 adjourned meetings. Any additions, corrections to those? If not, I'll accept the motion to accept the motion made by Stan, second by Jimmy. Any further discussion? All in favor? Motion carries. I see no opposition.
Mayor, as I usually do, I'm going to make a motion for the consent agenda, the pay request agenda, and the human resources. But I'm also going to request a work session sometime in the next 30 days to go over our budgets and numbers and all, and make sure that we all feel good about where we are and where we're going.
All right, well, let's make just a motion on these other things first. The consent agenda, pay request agenda, and human resources. Okay, that is your motion?
Yes.
All right, a second by Jimmy. Any further discussion? All right, all in favor? Motion carries, no opposition. And your request, I'm sure we'll grant that, we'll set that up.
You want me to go and make it official, or just,
All right, that'd be
I'll
fine.
make a motion that sometime Shauna's got her numbers, and everybody's in order. We have a big-time work session on our budget, where we're going, where we've been, and what we're gonna do. So there's a tremendous amount of money being spent here today, and it seems like it never slows down. And also, we need to go over that and find out what's going on. So that's my motion.
All right, motion and second.
Wait, and we have planned to do that in
Yes,
April.
we have,
And,
yeah. We've already
Need to
done.
follow up on it.
Okay.
That's right.
Watch over it so good.
Well, I mean, when can you,
The superintendent should be ready.
well,
Within, I'm gonna say, next week or the next.
well, what about next Tuesday? Is that good? Is that too quick? Next Thursday? Anybody, what about next Thursday? Y'all got an hour or so?
I got doctor's appointment. I'd just say do it the hour before the meeting.
Well, that'd be fine. We can do that.
Come in an hour
Next
early next
meeting.
meeting.
Okay. Yeah, that'd be good. 1 o'clock.
All right, we got a motion, and did I have a second to set it for 1 hour before our next
Yes.
regular board meeting? All right, motion made by, a second by Dennis. Any further discussion? All in favor? Motion carries. All right? That's good. Ms. Smith, where are you? There you are. Come on up.
This is for your card.
Okay, good, thank you. All right, well, we have an honor today to have a proclamation for the National Donate Life Day. And as mayor, I get to do the honors of doing so and saying that the 10th day of April is the National Blue and Gray Day for the Mid-South for Donate Life. And present that to you.
Thank you.
And I think she's gonna get our picture. Very good. Would you like to say anything?
No, we're just having the Blue and Green Day on Friday on the square. It's just going to be a few of us that are going to speak and give our little testimony. I think Daniel's going to be there. Donna Smith, I don't know if y'all know that she had 6 months ago, she had a liver transplant. So we're just going to let them speak and recognize them and the donors that gave their organs.
And you have a reason to be glad to do so.
Yes, I'm a liver recipient.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
What time will that be?
It's, I'm sorry, it's at 11. Yes, sir.
All right, for the youth court, Ms. Thigpen, she here? Anyone representing the youth court? All right, Mr. Burt, you come up, sir.
How y'all doing today?
All right, so how you?
All right, thank y'all for letting me have it. This is my first time here. Be short and sweet. I'm a resident here, Batesville 204 Elm Road, which is basically what I guess everybody calls Dogwood Hills. In my subdivision, there's like 7 houses around me. All of the drain systems are draining into my yard. And this from the city, where the city culverts, I guess, starting from the top of the hill all the way down, it runs into my yard to a destination that stops. They have 2 across the street that runs and meets and runs into my yard. Then they have the next door neighbor that runs into my yard with no escape. The city came out and looked at it maybe middle of March, and they said that they remember coming out and adding a culvert because my next door neighbor, which is on a hill, her water was running to the bottom, their water rather, and it was stopping. So they added a culvert with no escape. So everything sits in my yard. All the debris, all the trash, rain stick, whatever runs into my yard. I have no outlet to get it fixed. I was wondering who do I need to talk to get it fixed because it's not right of me. I've been in my house for 3 years. I just purchased it and that wasn't on my docket when I purchased it that I was in basically a flood zone. So it's unpleasant. I can't sit outside because water stands, mosquitoes, XYZ, paying too much money not to enjoy my yard.
You came to the right place. What is the address of your residence?
204 ELM Road.
Okay, Elm Road. All right, I think unless anybody needs to say something any different, I know we've got our new business, our man that's going to be in charge of that, and he just said he's got that down, and we'll be glad to take a look, do whatever we can. And that, unless any other board member has a suggestion or say,
If you come look at it and give us some ideas.
I appreciate it.
Will you get with Gary and y'all exchange contacts?
Who's that?
Gary,
I will.
back in the back.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you for your time.
Yes, sir.
thank you,
Thank you.
appreciate you bringing to our attention.
Thank you.
Ms. Harris is here. Now, Ms. Harris asked me, could she come in and speak? She's got a complaint following up on something we did a week or so ago. And if the board would allow, I'm gonna give you just a few minutes, Ms. Harris, to come up and speak to us now.
Okay, I'll be brief. My name's Dorothy Harris, and I'd like to thank Mayor Fair, the board, and the city for allowing me to speak briefly. I made myself a few notes, as I say, I'm gonna be brief on this. A few weeks ago, my daughter received a ticket from the city, and it was for not throwing the signal to the right. In her car, she had purchased the signal lights, okay? And when she turned to go to school, because she was coming to school to pick up the kids, she didn't turn that signal light either on. So she was stopped by the city, and when stopped, she ended up getting a ticket. But he made the statement that the city was giving tickets to everybody, okay? She showed him that she had the kid in her car and that she was gonna get it put in. But needless to say, she still got the ticket. I was thinking maybe, hey, that should have been a warning. The ticket's been paid, here it is. She paid that ticket, $160. But in the meantime, I came through maybe the third roadblock for the same week. And I always joke with the officers because they're always friendly, and I commend them. But I asked them, I said, well, which one of y'all gave that ticket to my bestest baby girl? And bear in mind, she's 34 years old, but she's my baby girl. So, police officer asked what happened, and I told him. He said, well, you got your alderman to thank for that. I'm in Ward 2. So at that point in time, I started researching to see what was done or what was said, and I just noticed that we got roadblocks everywhere. I don't know why, but they're in certain areas. Sometimes some things are just, I don't think, called for. We could get a warning for this, and that's my complaint. And I don't know, understanding what I'm saying, but some things that just don't seem perfectly in order that should be done that way. If she had the kid in the car and she showed it to him, then that should have just been a citation or just a warning.
Go ahead.
And the statement that was made, I got my alderman thank for that. So it's making me think that certain areas are pinpointed. I don't know if they're pinpointed by the city, but the city's the one that gave that ticket. The city's the one that have no roadblocks. So if you're gonna do that, you need to pinpoint all areas. You need to do, if she had the kid in the car, it should have just been a warning. Second time, maybe shouldn't. I don't know how it goes, but this is my complaint.
They've had a roadblock right in front of my house.
Okay, and where you live?
I live on Church Street.
Okay, Church Street, okay, but you still got other areas and you throwing roadblocks in the same area at the same time. But that's my complaint on that one. My complaint is on this ticket also for this pay.
Ms. Harris,
I just got one question. Did I also say, thank you, alderman?
Yeah,
He
did.
really said that?
He really said
See, I
that.
don't like that.
He said, you got your alderman thank for that. So as I said, I did the research to find out,
See, that's wrong. I don't
you
like
know,
that.
what's what. And also, when he said, the officer said that they're giving everybody tickets, I know for a fact that they're not. This is my complaint. I said I'd be brief.
Right.
Anybody have any questions or whatever? Just-
Ms. Harris, we appreciate you coming and speak to us. We do have an obligation to enforce the law and do it properly, and to give some consideration, I know. And I think the board will do that, and I believe the police department will reconsider and look at some of their procedures. And I appreciate you coming and taking the time to speak to us today.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, thank you. I'll get with the chief and we'll talk about that.
All right, thank you.
All right, now we have a special guest, Mr. Childs from Mississippi Department of Transportation. Would you come up, sir?
Yes, sir.
Oh, I don't think so. Wait just a minute. Do we have a public hearing at 2:30?
That's fine.
1 minute.
Thank you. I have to be directed up here sometimes. Andy,
Yes, sir.
you gotta sit
I
there.
was doing everything but waiting.
Okay. Got a public hearing at 2:30, that takes precedence, because that's scheduled. All right, we're ready.
Thank you, Mayor. Sorry about that short interruption there. We do have a public hearing for a conditional use permit. Public Safety Towers LLC has requested to put in and install a 250-foot self-supporting tower for, on Pearson Street. That Pearson Street location is zoned I-2 heavy industrial. It's right beside Michael Babb's Heating and Air there on Pearson Street. Also kind of backs up to the railroad, little office building and all right there. This has gone before the Planning Commission. The Planning Commission did recommend this conditional use to allow the cell phone tower to be installed there, and the only suggestion that they had was that they do some landscaping along the Pearson Street side, kind of going towards the residential areas and all, and that was the only condition that they suggested for the use. Other than that, they did recommend for the installation of it. Mr. Maverick Baker is here to represent on the behalf of the Public Safety Towers LLC.
All right, would you come forward, please? Andy gave us good, but kind of tell us what you're doing and
Yeah.
what you'd like to do, please.
Of course. And yeah, just to introduce myself, my name is Maverick. I work for Stantec. We're the architectural and engineering firm and consultants for the applicant, Public Safety Towers. But yeah, first just want to thank Andy and the board and the Planning Commission for review of the project, and we've received some initial feedback and grateful for that. But yeah, I'd like to just provide a brief summary. Applications for a new wireless communication facility, and it's intended to provide critical infrastructure to enhance public safety, communications, and just overall connectivity for the community. Our client is a wireless developer, and they're focused on building these reliable infrastructures, and they do this across the United States. The tower is designed to accommodate 3 antenna arrays, so could have multiple carriers, and also public safety agencies typically like to use that tower space as well. But yeah, initially this will enhance service in this area by facilitating an upgrade of equipment for AT&T network. They'll deliver a greater coverage area and more reliable service to the surrounding community. So yeah, the facility is designed to comply with all applicable safety and regulatory standards. That includes NFPA, fire and electrical codes, city of Batesville zoning and building codes, and federal regulations as well, which are regulated by the FCC, Federal Communications Commission, and the Federal Aviation Administration. Yeah, just a brief overview of the structure itself. It's a 250-foot tall lattice tower located on the heavy industrial use property. And the parcel just contains, it's pretty vacant right now, it just contains some existing trees and an existing trailer that's since been removed by the landlord to make space for this. And it's set back from the right-of-way of the Pearson Street there about 40 feet. And then also set back about 25 feet from the southern property line there. And then just to, briefly address the Planning Commission's initial comments on the landscaping, they suggested to provide some landscaping along the frontage of Pearson Street. So yeah, I would like to just discuss what that might look like. I did bring some photos of the right-of-way shot, looking from the right-of-way. I have 8 copies here. If you'd like me to pass those out, just
Yeah,
discussion.
that's from out.
That'd be good, I like to see it.
Okay, yeah.
We'll do that. Tell us what this first view is.
So yeah, that first view's from Pearson Street, looking in towards the parcel. You see there's existing trees there, We also didn't bring a copy of our site plan, but our site plan does show those trees as well, which 4 of them would surround the compound area. That big one right in the front on the left would, screen from the northern side, and then also partially screen from the right of way. You see there's a trailer there in that view. That's pretty much where the compound would be. It'll also be fenced. It's an 8-foot tall fence with privacy slats. So it's fully screening the equipment within. That can be also painted to match the existing surroundings, which look like it maybe be like a dark green color. So yeah, just a discussion on the screening methods that are already there, but like the planning commission wanted to address just any additional landscaping and maybe something, a suggestion from our side. We could put some shrubbery buffer or something like that in front of the fencing there, facing the right of way to provide some.
Are you gonna have an 8-foot fence all the way around it?
Yeah, so it's a 50 by 50 foot fenced area. Fence would cover the entire area with those slats.
Is this tower gonna have several braces, or is it a pole thing?
It's one of those, it's a lattice structure, so yeah, the ones that have 3 legs kind of come up to a point there.
Well, I personally would appreciate if you did a really good job of landscaping it.
Yeah.
I'm big on landscaping.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd like to see y'all maybe spend a little extra on that if necessary.
Yeah,
I want it to look
definitely.
good.
Okay. Yeah, and we could, agree to work on that with the city as a condition of approval.
So you said this trailer's gone?
Not quite, they've moved it,
It's
it's
gonna
not
be,
gone.
it's gonna be gone, though, right?
It's gonna be gone before I'll issue a building permit, because they can't have 2 structures.
And like this trailer and all this lot's gonna be cleaned up.
Okay.
Well, that's been a little better where it is now.
I don't know what their intent is, but our intent is to have it removed.
Well, I would hope you're doing an extra good job on landscaping.
Yep. Okay.
Well, let me ask, is anyone here in opposition to this? Pardon me. I see not any further discussion with the board. If not, I'd like a motion either to approve or deny.
Make a motion to proceed.
All right, motion made by Jimmy to proceed, second by Stan. Any further discussion? All in favor? Motion carries, no opposition. All right, thank you, sir.
Thank you so
When
much.
y'all gonna
for
get
your
started?
Appreciate it.
When you gonna get started?
Oh,
When you gonna get started with it?
So yeah, we usually just get through this process, then the building permit would come
Okay.
next. I would say roughly probably 5 to 6 month timeline, but I could also get back to you guys on that and just look at a better schedule.
I just wondered, that's fine.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. Well, I'm gonna try once again. Please come up, Charles, and introduce yourself. And glad to have you here.
Good morning, or evening. My name's Brian Giles. I know some of y'all know Mr. Mitch Turner. He was my predecessor, retired in July. So I've got the challenge of filling his shoes. I got some big shoes I got to fill. So, but I'm trying to do my best right now. Things have been going good. I'm originally from Ripley, Mississippi. I live in New Albany, is where I live. And I do. Mr. Mayor here asked me about the drive, so I do drive about an hour every day, just about to get here. Just a few. I'll throw out a few things. I know y'all may have some questions, but I just wanted to give y'all a little update on where we're at on some things. So right now, just on some of the things that are already under contract that we're working on. Of course, the Highway 6 overlay is going on. We anticipate the rumble stripes being put in on the 20th, or the subcontractor to be here on the 20th to start that work. Once they get that done, we'll be going to our permanent striping. I know we've been taking a little heat on the temporary stripe that's out there right now. We agree as well that sometimes it don't show up as great, but they did it according to specs. It's something we're just going to go back and look at on our specifications, I think. But we do anticipate, again, them being here to start the rumble stripes out. It'd be actually out east of town doing that work. And then once they get that done, the final striping operation will be coming not far behind them. So that's where, we got a couple little touch-up spots. I know there's a couple of spots that we've had some ponding of some water in some places. They're gonna come in and mill that out and relay it to try to get the water draining in a couple of
Brian, you
spots.
talking about restriping the highway?
Yes, sir, yes.
I mean,
sir.
all the yellow and the.
Yeah, to get a permanent stripe. All we got out there right now is a
That's what I
temporary stripe.
thought.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, so we got a permanent stripe
There you
coming. So, now we did, on some of it, back last winter, we went ahead and put the center line, some of the center line skip white in. We did put some of the final striping of that in.
Okay.
But the rest of it will get done once they get, doing this edge stripe, so. The other one is just our workout on the I-55 with the cable rail. They're behind a little bit out there. That contractor's probably going to end up going into some damages on it yet. But we are still working on it. We got about 10 inlets still to replace out there. So all that work is still ongoing. I thought he had put me an anticipated completion date, but he did not on this. So if you need that, I can get it. But just a few things that we got moving forward, coming up. We've got an overlay on I-55 that will go from the Yalobusha County line to up about a half a mile south of 6. It's scheduled to let in October of this year. So that'll be an overlay on 55. We're looking at a couple of passing lane locations on 278 out west of town from Shell Road down to Landard Road. So it'll be just creating some passing lanes for people to have the ability to pass. So on that, it's scheduled. There's no let date planned, but we're shooting for sometime in fiscal year 27 for those.
That's gonna be another lane?
Yeah, we'll be adding a lane so cars can get in it and allow people to get by. Sort of like you see in the mountains, some places
Right.
where trucks can get over and allow.
And you said this is where across the river down
It's
there?
going, yeah, it's across the river. It's from Shell Road to approximately 0.6 miles east of Landard Road.
Okay.
Is where they're gonna be at, so. So we got some bridge replacements coming up. They're right now scheduled for February of 28 letting. There's gonna be on 35, there's 5 bridges. You're basically starting right there, just north of James Street, going out to the next bridge right past the interstate. So there's 5 bridges that will be replaced there. We do anticipate some closures. We are gonna set those contracts up to where they can only work on one bridge at a time. So they'll get one bridge completely done, get it open, and move to the next bridge. So that sort of eliminates the downtime that'll be there. But there will be some closures on that for 35. So our detour, of course, will be around 51 and 55 to get around. But I know the locals end up using local roads. So we've got this is more Panola County way. We had some 51, we got a box replacement up north of Sardis coming in October 28th. And of course, the big job of 278 and 35, just sort of replacing that bridge. That is scheduled right now for November of 28. Of course, it'll realign 35 to come out just on the other side of Pride Hyundai.
That was my big
Now,
question.
yeah, you slow down on that.
That was my big, I was gonna say that.
That's the study at least. It's gonna be.
Yeah.
We'll end up having some public meetings on it, I know, and everything when it gets closer.
But I just happen to have.
There's what we were gonna talk about.
Yeah, okay.
Take a little time on that, man.
Okay, yeah.
Expound on this just a little bit.
Okay, well, right now, come out of our study, basically, you'll still have 35, just like it's showing there, come out of that study. Now, what'll happen, so this leg of 35 going in here will be closed, to be able to go in here. We'll end up, right now, the study has come out to, the best option is to do a roundabout right here where Lomax and Pearson all comes together.
That'd be good.
So that'll be, that's what come out of our study there. Of course, 35 is going to get realigned, and that's going to close off these connections here.
What a
So,
blessing.
yeah. So it's right now tentatively scheduled for November of 28.
Brian, do you, and this is gonna include the new overhead bridge?
Yes, we'll be right good and replacing the bridge.
Is the bridge gonna be a 4-lane bridge, maybe? I don't know.
I think so. I'd have to
I would
look back
hope
at
it.
it, but yeah, I think we did do that. Yeah.
Maybe go on down fast, at least with 4 lanes on down to city limits, but I don't know.
Right. I'll have to look back at the study on that, but I believe it is going to be a 4-lane. So.
We've been waiting for 100 years.
I know.
That bridge
I've heard
was
it's
built in
been
the
there for a
30s.
while. Yeah, I know.
Yes, sir.
It is old.
Well, I'm glad that tickled to death to hear you
Yeah.
say
So,
that. I know
like I said,
everybody in this community will be too.
Yeah, we just got through the study of what the propositions will be, and then we'll start moving toward design.
And MDOT's gonna handle the whole thing, right?
Well, we'll see. Now, I'm hearing some, there used to be some discussion about the city helping with some of the right of way, maybe for the 35 realignment. I've heard some, I wasn't privy to all that information, but I've heard there was some discussions.
Well, we did, we had a good talk about that, but we never were assured that if we did our part, that it was gonna get done.
I got you.
It was told if we did our part, then it might get done.
Okay.
So we didn't go any further with it.
I got you.
I'm saying, if
We
we knew
completed
you were
it.
gonna do
It's coming,
this,
yeah.
we probably would get our skin in the game.
Okay.
with you.
Well, I'm gonna make myself a note to follow up on that, and I'll let y'all know as soon as I can.
That's great.
All right.
I mean, that's good, really good.
Okay, well, that's really all I had as far as updates, so I'll open it up for any questions y'all may have for us.
Oh, yeah. that was-
I know,
that was a
guys, it
mistake.
just hit me, I know one's coming up, the debris.
Well, no, you actually, you already solved that, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Because you cleaned the highway up last week.
Yeah.
You edged the curve, somebody.
Oh, yeah, we may have that on that.
You did a great job from, where the curves are, from Bay Street all the way out.
I knew we were gonna sweep, because we had a lot of the slag from the winter,
Right.
in the gutters, and we had talked with the contractor that's doing it and told them we would clean up the slag, so I guess that's what they did. So I had to commend my crew on that, I didn't really know what
Well,
was going on.
somebody did it because it's clean.
Yeah, good
It
deal.
looks really good.
All right.
So, I got a couple of other questions for you. if
Well, I was gonna
could.
fill you in on the debris, our debris contracts. We got a pre-ad meeting tomorrow, for our debris contracts. We're hoping to take bids on those on the 17th.
Mhm.
And hopeful, right at the end of April, 1st of May, that we'll have a contractor in place to start picking up the debris, so, that we've got had left behind, so.
Okay, oh, that's good. These, when we had the ice storm, all the scrapers and all on the highway, they scraped up all the red reflectors out there.
Oh, yeah.
They're all gone.
Happens every year, yes. sir.
And
We're
I didn't know if
replace
y'all
all
gonna put
these.
those back.
We will, yes, sir.
Gonna put
Well,
those-
of course, we had already put them in on 6 because of the temporary strike being somewhat
Mhm.
weak as it. So, but yeah, under this contract, we'll get those put back. Now, we're gonna have to go back and get counts on all of our others and do it basically a district-wide contract on RPM.
So that's in the works.
It will be, yes, sir.
Well, that's good. Another question, do you guys consistently monitor these red lights out here from Sonic to TVA red light, all down through that area?
It's-
Because our traffic gets backed up for literally a mile
Yeah.
sometimes.
It's
I
not
didn't know how it was.
consistently monitored, but I have already told our traffic division, and they're supposed to be in the process of doing counts and looking at all our signals through Batesville. That's one thing I wanted done. They're probably going to more likely wait till we get the construction overlay
Yes.
completely done and get out of the
Mhm.
way. But once that gets done, if it gets done before school, they'll go ahead and get started on it. They like to do their counts, when school's in session to get your normal traffic, so. But that's one of my top priorities as far as Batesville is to get all of those signals looked at, so.
Where they can shift and
Right.
leave longer on the highways and
Right.
things. Okay, that's good to know.
So traffic division will have to do counts at all the intersections and get our count, before we can make those adjustments, so.
All right, one more and I'm going.
Okay, that's fine.
The Yotney River Bridge down here, is it about complete?
It is. I actually was meant to speak to my project engineer before I came, and I didn't get around to it. But they got the final stripe and the final guardrail on, so I'm hoping next week or so we'll have it open.
Oh, that's quick.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's
Yeah,
good.
as far as I know, they've got the finished stripe, and the guardrail was one of the last things they had to get up. So as far as I know, they should be getting ready to open it up. So.
Brian, I want you to know, I appreciate you coming down here. I
Yes,
look
sir.
forward to working with
You're
you.
not through yet, though.
No.
The man, some.
Yeah, I'm good.
Anybody else have anything for you?
So the 35 north bridges, those 5, I didn't hear the time frame on that.
We've got it scheduled to let February of 28 right
Okay.
now. Tentatively.
Ways off.
So you're probably looking at, spring of 28 on the work getting started.
Couple years.
So.
Well, it's so good to have you come in and speak to
Yes,
us.
sir.
I got a couple of things.
Okay.
One is, at our Covenant Crossing, and you're very familiar with it, the traffic there, and we're about to open Chick-fil-A, we're about to start construction on Whataburger.
Mhm.
The city is trying to extend what we call, the Covenant Crossing there in front of the hotels to go out to, Brewer Road. That's what we're working on and trying to do. That will eliminate some of the traffic there. But we need to consider what's out on Highway 6 to try to dissipate that or to get on the interstate. I know that we've talked about that, but that's certainly going to be increasing with traffic. And like Stan was saying, the traffic lights, we get so backed up. So that's got to be a priority for us with the onset of everything that's going on out there now.
Yes, sir, yes, sir. It's something we're gonna be monitoring.
Right.
That's where we've left it right now, just to monitor everything. Of course, we'll look at all those signals. Every
Right.
signal all across 6 here, we're gonna try to get looked at and adjust timings on as we
I know you will. I just like to remind you.
That's right, that's right.
And then another thing, you saw me coming, I think, but it just
It's an
bothers
eyesore.
me. I know it's not a structural problem, but it is to me a structural problem, and we really need to fill that hole and clean that up.
Yes, sir.
That's on
We
Highway 51.
repeatedly talked about it. It's just,
Right.
we're so short-handed, we're trying to get through it the best we can.
Right.
But I'll definitely try to get back and make this a priority.
Yes.
But it's definitely nothing structural to the bridge. It's all aesthetic. I know it looks bad,
See,
but it is
it's
aesthetic.
no structural problem, but to me, it looks like and the public, it looks like
It is,
structural
it
damage,
is,
and
yes.
sure would like that to be
All right.
filled up as quickly as
Make
we
that a
can.
priority.
But you're gracious to come and speak
Yes,
to
sir.
us, and it's great news of all the things that are taking place in the future, and it's needed, and you're taking
Yes, sir.
care of it.
Mayor, I got one more little thing.
Sure.
You were talking about out there at red light at Cullen Crossing. When you come out of there and you turn like you're going toward town, on the other side, there's a lane, an actual lane
Right.
going east.
Mhm.
If you come out of there's not actually a lane there, there's just a side.
Right.
Have you ever thought about
We
putting a
have.
lane there?
We
It lifts
have.
up to the interstate?
One thing that our traffic division hates on that side is most of the time your people's probably going into town more than there. The
Mhm.
reason it's on the other side was because to make sure you didn't back up on the interstate for
Right.
any reason.
Right.
This side, you're really gonna get to a lot of weaving is what they're
Mhm.
scared of in that
Okay.
situation. So, but it is something we're gonna monitor.
Yeah, I got you.
Definitely as we move forward and that develops more, we'll definitely keep an eye on,
I'm
any
glad to
improvements
hear you
that
say
we
y'all
make.
involved in this
Yeah,
thing.
yes, sir.
It's an absolute nightmare sometimes
That's right.
out there.
So,
But thank you, Brian.
I drive it every day too, so.
Thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Any other questions? So,
We're going to look forward to you coming back and updating us.
Be glad to.
So thank you so
All
much.
right, thank y'all. Good to meet you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
That was a good report. Let's see where we are at the moment. Andy Berry here.
Thank you, Mayor. Andy Berry here with City of Basic Code Office. I just have a few items there on my regular agenda. A couple of my housekeeping items will be the inspection list and the complaint list. Y'all should have copies of all of those in your files there. You should also have a copy of the Planning Commission minutes for the March meeting also in there. And then I would like to see if y'all would like to set a couple of cleanup hearings. I got a cleanup at 217 Martin Luther King and one at 213 Baker Street. These are the pictures of these structures as of today. And one of them, the 217 Martin Luther King, is a burned out mobile home that's been there for quite a while now. The other one is a lot of structural damage from storm debris and all that, you know, looks to be very hazardous. We've got no contact, no action taken there at the Baker Street site. We have made contact, I believe actually more than 6 months ago with the Martin Luther King house, and then again here recently about a month ago, and still we've gotten no action out of that. They've told us the same response both times, is that they're waiting for family to come help them. So,
Yeah, I've been having a lot of complaints on that house. They say the lights be on, you know ain't no lights there.
No.
So it's telephone, so folks be going in the house.
I can imagine that, that's
So
right.
that's a bad area.
Yeah, I'd like to go ahead and set both of those for a cleanup hearing
Yeah.
for May the 19th. And that way it'll have plenty of time to get notifications out and everything. And I'll probably be making a recommendation to demo both of those structures at that meeting.
Thank you,
I
brother.
believe they're in such a dilapidated state.
Oh, okay.
Carl, gonna make that motion.
Yeah, make that
All right,
motion.
motion for setting the public hearing May 19th, second by Stan. Any further discussion? All in favor? Motion carries, I see no opposition.
This is both of them.
You see me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Oh. That's it. Clean up here for both of them.
And they, has she been told?
The Baker Street,
Yeah.
that notices left on the premises. They have had no contact with the people. And the notices are gone.
Well, most of us
Somebody
know
get-
who that is.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I mean, it looks like if we don't do something, nothing's gonna be done.
Right.
And that's what I hear from her family,
Yep.
so. Okay.
Definitely. That's all I have, unless y'all have any questions, comments, concerns for me.
Thank you, Andy. Appreciate that.
Yes, sir.
Very good. All right, the police department.
Thank you,
Do we have
David.
it? All right.
Mayor, I don't
appreciate
have
it.
anything for you at this time, just don't
Okay.
have anything from me.
Appreciate what y'all doing, and what you did. We're gonna mention that, in a little bit with Rodney, but there's a big crowd at the Civic Center, and, it was great.
Thank you.
Common, do we have anything at this time, sir?
I've got 2 real estate matters that.
Later. Okay, right. Sean,
I was asked by Panola Partnership to ask for their request. The first thing is the release of their budget funds that they asked for the 25-26 budget period. So they just want their release for, Partnership and Main Street.
You ready for the money?
Yes, sir.
motion made by Stan, second by Jimmy. All in favor? All right.
Okay, and the next thing is they provided you with a list of their square market days. And if you're okay with those dates for the square market as well as the Summer Sunset movie series, we need that approved, as well as to have 2 porta potties on the square beginning the week of May 11th up until the end of November to cover all of the farmers markets and special events that they'll have on the square.
I'd make a motion, Mayor, to approve all the Main Street's requests on those items.
All right, sir. Second by Dennis. Any further discussion? All in favor? Motion carries, no opposition.
And then the final thing was they wanted to let you know that the new show-off on the square date for the car show is Saturday, June the 6th.
Okay.
So if y'all just acknowledge that date as well.
All right. Let's acknowledge that.
Do we need a motion? Colin, we need a motion on that?
Yeah.
Okay, all right, motion to have that change of date. Second by Dennis. All in favor? Motion carries, no opposition.
What was that date?
June 6th.
June the 6th.
Once again, I was so involved with MDOT coming here, I skipped one part on the agenda here. We have anybody from Panola Partnership, and you just recognize that portion. North Delta Planning, Darrell, did we lose you?
Yeah, you lost him. I got one thing I'll do.
Okay, we lost him. All right, so Mendrop,
Yeah.
if you would.
And I don't have anything other than some executive session about some of the property. But when we're talking about work sessions, I know I've talked about, and Darrell and I, we could have a work session at some point really soon to catch up everybody on all the money being spent through all the grants we need to do and some of the things. And I know we talked about that with a few of y'all, so, and Darrell's on board, if we can come up with a date, we can do it together. He can talk to money and I can talk to projects, so.
What time you
Need an hour, at least.
need to set a meeting?
We'll just have to set a meeting.
Okay. It doesn't have, you don't have to set it right now, but just know we don't wanna wait till May.
I'm gonna make sure we get that
Okay.
done.
Okay.
Very good. Thank you, Blake. Anybody with Panola County Board of Supervisors? All right, well, I see Josh is here. Josh, did you hear our MDOT man speak? And
Oh, sure.
you heard him speak? All right, well, now you wrote that down, we got to follow up with it. I'm excited about what he said. Well, that's good. I know you've been working on all that stuff too.
Yes.
So that's perfect. Anybody engaged in contractual business with the city or the Panoians, we're pretty good with that. All right, Fire Chief.
Good afternoon. Fire Chief James Snyder. I just have a few things that I need to discuss. First thing that I put out there is I gave y'all the month of March run report. Y'all see me steadily going up in medical calls. Guys are running a bunch of medical calls, and got real good feedback from Thermos the other day. They went out there and ran him down, and they were doing CPR on him when he got there. And Thermos reached out to me and told me to tell the guys they were really proud. They come in, they took over, and said they didn't have no worries at all. So they just stepped back out of the way. Me and just took over and started working, and did the work until the ambulance got there. So we got some really proud customers about that. And then one more thing that I had inside of my packet that I sent to y'all was the grant, the shelter grant. It's a price change on it, and I need y'all to be willing to. What the problem is that from the time we put in for it till now, they had decided they were not going to pay for certain things. And that was $200, and then the prices of the shelters went up $95. So it's either
that 95 a piece.
No, sir, $95 total. It's a $295 increase on our part. If y'all say it's okay, if not, I could put in for it, and just like before, when the government opens back up, they'll say they'll pay 90% of that, and us 10%. But I have to have the new numbers in the book because Ms. Shawn and I talked about it, that when we get audited, they're gonna say, why did y'all spend $300 more than what Tim asked for? And our part will be $300, well, $295 more. Is that okay?
So, what we need to do here?
Just make a motion to approve $295 increase in the budget. All right, motion by Stan, second by Carl. Any further discussion? All in favor? Motion carries, no opposition.
Thank you. I knew, she said I need to get those new numbers in there so that if we get audited, that all match. My next one is the updates on the, because we're changing to the 2024 budget, international code, the SOGs have to be updated. I have started, but I wanted to get the job descriptions I wanted to get them done first so I could go ahead and get the process started of filling all positions that I have in the fire department. And I'd like to y'all's permission say that I gave all y'all a copy of the job descriptions. If y'all thought job descriptions were good.
So moved.
All right, motion made by Jimmy, second by Wiz. All in favor? Motion carries, no opposition.
Thank y'all very much. And then it comes to my next one is the this is the deputy chief agreement. Me and Mr. Collins worked on this. I wanted to make sure, and I was advised to make sure that it did not interfere with anything the city had. And this is the new agreement. It's not new, it's reworded his way, legal way, I'll put it that way.
All right, and now you've already hit Tom and looked and approved.
He is the one, yes, sir.
Right.
Mr. Collins, what we discussed about the group chief. I think we were contract out. There was some verbiage in it that I had that he said could not be in there, so he had me remove it. Main thing was contract or anything to do with the city.
So it's X'd out, it's not even on here.
Oh, no, sir, it's been taken completely out.
Okay, no yellow lines.
Oh, no, sir, no yellow line.
Mayor, I motion.
All right, a motion made by Carl to approve this agreement, second by Stan. Any further discussion? All in favor? Motion carries, no opposition.
Thank you very much. And my very last thing, the city has a standing reimbursement policy for CDLs. And with discussion about trying to protect the city with people getting certifications and running off, I talked to Mr. Collins about extending that. And I have here where him and I have reverbed it, and if it was possible to get this redone, so that we can get it redone so that it works for the fire department. And what it says basically is that if someone goes off the training, they go for a 1-week training, they owe us 6 months. If not, they have to, if they voluntarily leave, they owe us the money back for sending them to training. And if it's a 2-week class, they owe us 1 year.
Say that again, please, so
If it's a 1-week class, they owe us 6 months. And in order to sign up for classes, they have to sign one of these. If it's a 1-week class, they owe us 6 months. They can't leave for 6 months voluntarily without paying us back. And if it's a 2-week course, it's 1 year. And also, we covered the 7-week course because the 7-week course has a state law that protects us as a city. But the problem is if they voluntarily leave and go become a truck driver, we can't get the money back. So we added verbiage in there that if they left to go do something else besides firefighting, they'd have to reimburse that money also.
Thank you for doing that. That sounds good.
It's just protecting the city.
what's yours?
You know, we got people that run off and it's not right.
We need a motion for that, man.
Yes.
A motion.
Motion made by Carl, second by Stan. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Thank y'all very much, I appreciate it. And this Sunday, I will send you that on Word if you want me to.
You had those 2 emergency repairs?
Yes, ma'am.
He does approve?
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am. I sent them over and I did not
That's
get
okay.
a copy.
That's okay.
We've, there in our agenda, Mayor, I would make a motion we approve both these emergency repairs at the fire department.
Okay. Motion made by Jimmy, second by Carl. Any further discussion? All in favor? Motion carries, no opposition.
Thank y'all, appreciate that, man. I just got 2 things in executive session.
So this, I have a question. Does this cover the whole city or just the bottom?
Rodney Howard, that is your cue to come up front, sir.
Sir, nice to
Y'all, pardon me, because I am excited about it, and I know I share this with the board, but I'm glad the board has shared with me the enthusiasm that I've had about re-energizing the Civic Center. And with Rodney and what you're doing, Rodney, I've been waiting to do that.
Well, there you go.
So,
Does look good, doesn't it?
it looks great. It was, and the reason I want all of you to know why it's so significant, this is the first time that the city has actually sponsored an event. The people come in and they rent the facility. This time the city authorized Rodney to go out and search and bring someone in. There's an international known group, and it was a wonderful event. And the parking lot that we've had striped, the amenities that you're changing there, the ones that you have coming up are so much improved over what we did have. And you have energized that place, along with the board. They have been gracious, and when you ask for it, you get it.
Thank you, sir.
I'm proud to say that, and excuse my over the top a little bit, but I just had to do it because it means so much to me right now.
Means a lot to me too, Mayor. I
Thank you.
appreciate that.
All right.
There you go. Good. I like the hat. I'm Rodney Holly with the Batesville Civic Center. If you don't know that, I feel like I say that, or Batesville Rotary at least 100 times a day. Grateful for this opportunity. This is a full circle moment for me, and I appreciate the opportunity. My thoughts on it, and we'll have a post-event wrap-up. Need to get some time to get those numbers and everything together, but it was by all accounts, success, well executed, well received, and a positive step toward what we're trying to do out there. Could not do that without the support of everybody in this room as far as the security. Dennis, y'all got everybody in and out, your team. It worked, and for me to look at that, I will get emotional, but 2 months ago we had goats and pens out there, and then we go do that. So that thing can be turned around despite opinions that it couldn't, as far as
from dirt into a concert or an event, and it definitely takes a team effort. I'm just incredibly grateful to be a part of that. This gentleman to my right, New Benson, I'll answer it on the first ring every time, and I'm grateful for that. So, yeah, I'm open to anything that anybody wants to talk about. No problems. They got there at 8 o'clock in the morning, and buses were rolling toward New Orleans by 1 o'clock that morning, the next morning. Everybody was happy. We sold a bunch of merchandise. Whoever bought that hat, thank you. It was very cool. I would say one moment, if I could single out one thing, the t-shirts that they have printed, it lists New Orleans, Dallas, Little Rock, Miami, and then Batesville, Mississippi. And that is a very, very, very proud moment for me. So.
Well, I want to personally thank you, man. You did a good job. Keep up the good work.
Thank you very much.
All right.
And I slept good Sunday. So.
I already know.
Rodney, do you want to start possibly thinking about another one down the road?
Yes, sir, we do.
I don't know if it'd be this fall, next spring.
What I'd like to do is the pictures that we were able to take, put together with some work from Julie Ferguson that helps us design our stuff, put together a actually really slick marketing package and revisit when I do go to these conferences. One of the ones I just approved. It's going to be better if I can look at somebody and tell them that there is such a place as the Batesville Civic Center.
You feel what you got to work with?
Yes.
Okay. I mean, I'm open for another one when the time's right and everything's right.
We've gotten some attention. We've got our competitors.
I got more than you thought. You don't know.
We got our competitors on their toes, so good. But I appreciate that. Thank y'all for the time. I wasn't expecting a video intro, but I'm good with it. Any questions for me? I can't really give solid numbers right now due to the fact that there's Ticketmaster and different things in play.
You get them and come back and give it to it.
I will, and before the end of the month, I'll have some firm information.
You nailed it.
Thank y'all very much. I appreciate everything.
Thank you, Ron.
Thank you.
He's full of love. I don't know that he's here. Okay. All right, Nugent, you'll be up next.
Thank you all. Luke Benson, I'm the Public Works Director. Debris update. We're almost done. I think we'll be done by the end of the week. They knocked off about Monday or Tuesday of last week and went down to Water Valley and helped them. They're back. I think they're back today. And all last week we rode around and got a list of some areas. And they're going to knock out those areas, and that's going to be it. They're going to be done, and then we'll be back on our normal debris rotation with our chipper truck and our grapple truck and our people. So that's where we are with that, and then later on I'll call Ms. Laurel up and we'll start the fun part of the meeting. First thing I got on my agenda is request permission to accept and approve the certificate of emergency purchase and repair of water well number 7. If you might have forgotten, because it's been several months ago, that well 7 out on Connector Road went down, and we had Donald Smith Company come in, and they had to pull that well, replace a lot of it, and repair a lot of it. So that emergency purchase and repair came out to $92,489. So
Y'all already did the job.
It's a done deal. It's
we
back
got the
up
panel
and running. His water's been tested. Everything's A-okay.
Well, we got the panel.
We've got all 7 wells back up and operational.
All right, there's a motion by Carl
Yeah,
to approve. There's a second by Wiz. Any further discussion? All in favor? Motion carries, no opposition.
I'll remind y'all too, that is not part of the winter storm. That happened way before that. Need to ratify and confirm the temporary emergency debris management site that y'all approved for Trantham Road. Just just need approval for that.
All right. Motion made by Jimmy, second by, you got a question?
I'm going to abstain.
Okay, all right. Second by Dennis. Any further question? All in favor? All right, I see one abstain, abstain for voting. All right.
Good deal. And there is some damage done to that road, and all that damage to Pine Lodge and Trantham Road, all that'll be turned into to this winter storm project. So if the residents and people that travel that road, if they'll be patient with us, we'll have that road fixed and back up and going as soon as we can.
Be good.
Ms. Law, are you ready?
Yeah, hey, look.
Or
first you
whenever
come-
you want.
Yeah, all right. What about the sand ditch and,
Oh, I'm sorry.
we need to update on that.
Yes, sir.
And what we are doing with the sand ditch.
Okay, so what our plans are with the sand ditch, and I apologize, I told y'all at the last emergency meeting that we had that I hope to have 4 or 5 people, applications here. We interviewed a number of potential applicants last week, and we did hire, 3 or 4 today, but those were full-time applicants that we hired today for the weed eater crew and chipper truck driver. We're still interviewing applicants. Our plan is to hire 3 or 4 to 5 seasonal workers to work 28 hours a week to clean up and clean out sand ditch. And I don't think it'll take that long. I think we'll hit sand ditch and then we'll put them on something else. But I plan on working them from whenever we get them hired till the 1st of August. But we're working on that, Mr. Mayor, and I'll have those applicants as soon as we can. I've got a whole stack of applications, but when you start talking to them, there's some that are, that we know we can hire, and there's some that we know that we don't need to hire.
Well, we just need to get on that because it's
Yes, sir.
very, very much needed.
We're on top of it.
Right. Also, in that same vein, Blake and I and the NRCS had a couple conversation. In addition to just the debris clean out, it's the stabilization of that. And we're pushing that forward, and we've been pushing it forward a long time, but we're still in the game, and hope to get that finalized once we get the debris out of there. All right, excuse me, I just want to make sure we run that side of the board. All right, Laura.
Well, as far as the debris procurement, I think that if we're gonna have the whole board score, then we would do that as part of the executive session,
Okay,
as we'll be discussing some trade.
that's right, okay. Is that good with you?
Well, I don't have enough information to give you advice on that. I need to know more. We can do that in closed session.
Okay.
Okay, well, determine that separately.
Anybody else have anything?
You're the last man standing, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, since you're here, I want to talk to the board again about these lights on Interstate 55 out here.
Okay.
Mayor, you said you might have something for us to...
Got great news.
That's
Great
it.
news. All right, so I did a lot of research and found out several things. One, there is an incentive program with TVA that they estimate a $30,000 incentive if we apply or tell them what we're going to buy beforehand and then purchase it. They'll give us $30,000. Now it's based on kilowatt hours, so I can't tell you exactly, but they estimate that's what that'll be, an incentive. And I met with a couple of different groups about the bulbs versus fixtures, and that what we were looking at was bulbs, and they call them corn cobs, I think. The TVA, Tallahatchie Valley, and then the halogen people said that those bulbs aren't designed to fit in those fixtures, and it would be a Band-Aid to try to put them in there, because they will, with wind and time, they will destroy that socket, and that they recommend that we replace with fixtures. And so I think we should get get specifications for fixtures and to purchase new fixtures, have them installed, and then also apply with TVA for the incentive for this. And then Tallahatchie Valley, at the end of this, our wattage usage will be down also. It's hard to determine. They gave me some numbers, but those lights are metered, and our usage is going to be down substantially because of the lights, with LED lights. So that's what I'd recommend from that, is to go ahead and get specifications with new fixtures and to install them, and to apply also for Tallahatchie Valley, TVA incentive program.
Well, that's fine with me. I mean, that, in the best case scenario, that's what you need to do. But I don't know what they're gonna cost. I don't know the cost of any of that. It might be real expensive.
Well, you didn't even know what the cost was to do it anyway. It was just
Yeah, I
buying the
did.
bulbs. It was
I
just
knew
buying the
exactly what it
bulbs.
was. $41,000.
But that's just buying bulbs. I'm talking about
We knew
replacing.
what it was for the installing too.
Pardon?
Newt had a quote already,
Well,
but
let's
he
go-
didn't do it, but that's okay. I just want it fixed.
Is this,
all right.
are we talking about just, extremely high lights, or are we
Yeah.
talking about the both lights?
All of them,
All of them.
all of them.
Oh, and I don't know.
There's not many low lights out there. I would do them all.
That's what I'm thinking too.
I'd knock them all out. I'm not talking about the center lights on Highway 6.
No.
I'd leave them, but I'm talking about on the I-55 ramps, the high mast lights, and then there's multiple low lights that are,
At the
some of them
junction
are
point.
single and some of them are double.
Right.
I'd change all.
I would like to see us get specs on 630, 55, 35, and 278, 6, whatever you want to call it, and 55. Specs on both those, and let's get rolling.
Yeah, complete job.
Do you want to handle all that for us? I know
Sure,
you will.
yes, sir.
But these lights that they're talking about are flat lights. They're
Mhm.
different lights than we got out there now.
Mhm.
They're totally different. You gotta take them down, take them apart, put the whole new light on.
Yes.
Which would be good. I just didn't know what they were gonna cost. And where we were when we did this, that's kind of the only option we had. So I don't know who you need to call to get those specs and quotes and all, but if you would, I'd be very grateful.
We'll handle it. We'll take care of it.
And all, and then we can figure out what to do after we get that done.
Yes, sir.
Well, I've got a whole tablet full of information and specs.
Okay.
So I'd be glad to help you.
Yes, sir.
Right. All right, so I need a motion to get.
That would be my motion.
To get specifications, all right?
specifications.
Need a second? Second, any further discussion? All in favor? Motion carries, no opposition.
Thank you. Anything else?
So Mayor, so once we have the specs, then you can submit that to TVA for that?
That's correct. Correct. And we'll put it out to bid at that point. Everybody be really happy with the way we do it this way. We won't be a Band-Aid. All right, great.
Thank y'all.
All right, now Laura, she's gonna wait until after we do something else. All right, then we need to allow the claims. Is that correct? All right, we have before us to allow the claims. Everybody had a chance to review those and need a motion to approve the claims. And that's the, all right,
I'll make a motion, we gotta pay it, but it's, the number is scary.
yes, that's why we're gonna have a budget meeting. We're gonna have to quit buying so many things. All right, so Jimmy made a motion to allow the claims. That's second by Wiz. Any further discussion? All in favor? Motion carries, no opposition. All right. Nick, would you? No. Thank you. All right, let's go through here. We're wrapping up, I think, quickly here. Understand, we're asking now, if anybody around the table have anything, you have anything else you need to bring up?
No, I'm okay. I got something to executive session.
All right, Carl, anything for you? Wiz?
I'm good, Mr. Mayor.
All right, Jimmy, anything at this moment?
No.
All right, we got anything we can reserve? Dennis, how about you? I'm good. All right, if that's the case, then I think we're through with this meeting, and I think we're going to get motion to close and consider executive session. And we don't anticipate coming back into an open meeting. So I have a motion to close this session. All in favor? All right.